Welcome to THEOn YouTube channel. In a series of 4 videos, we meditate on a theme, Love, the basis of discipleship, based on Luke chapter 14 verses 25 to 33. In the last 2 videos, I talked about first love for Jesus as a basis of discipleship and a sacrificial love for Jesus as the basis of discipleship. In this video, we will meditate on public expression of love for Jesus as a basis of discipleship. Can someone keep his love secret? Maybe for a short period, but someday it will be made public. So love is public. Love cannot be hidden. So love has to be expressed openly. In Luke chapter 14 verse 27, Jesus said, "Anyone who does not carry his cross and follow me cannot be my disciple." First love for Jesus and sacrificial love for Jesus have to be displayed publicly by carrying the cross and following him consistently. So we need to understand, what does cross mean? What was the meaning of cross or carrying the cross in the first century? What is the meaning of carrying cross today? Today, cross is a glorious symbol for Christians. We are proud to wear cross as an ornament, and cross is a religious symbol, and cross is a symbol of Christian identity. But what did cross mean to Jews and the Romans? What did cross mean to people at the time of Jesus? Paul talks about that cross being a stumbling block in 1 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 23. Paul said, "We preach Christ crucified, a stumbling block to Jews." Why stumbling blocks? For Jews, cross was a sign of God's curse, because Deuteronomy chapter 21 verse 23 says, "Anyone who is hung on a tree is under God's curse." So being crucified on a cross was not something to be proud of. For Jews, cross was a symbol of God's curse. For the Romans and others, Paul says in the same verse, it is foolishness. Why? Because cross was used for capital punishment. In India, Manila rope is used for hanging convicts. What if we use Manila rope as a religious symbol? It would be ridiculous, outrageous, disgraceful, contemptible. In the same manner, cross was not a glorious symbol for the Jews and the Romans. When Jesus asked his disciples to carry the cross, it was not a glorious symbol, but a symbol of disgrace. During Jesus' time, who carried a cross on the streets? Only the death convicts carried a cross on the streets of Roman Empire. What did cross stand for then? Cross stood for death during Jesus' time. So carrying a cross means death is imminent. What did Jesus mean when he said, "Take up your cross and follow me"? He meant, if you are my disciple, then death is imminent for you. Because cross is a symbol of death. Cross does not refer to the problems that we face in our lives. Not at all. Cross does not refer to the burdens of life. Cross is not even referring to our suffering. But cross refers to death. Unless we are ready to hate our lives and face death for Jesus, we cannot be his disciple. Bonhoeffer, a German pastor who was executed by Hitler, he said, when Christ calls a man, he bids him come and die. Are you prepared to die for Jesus? That's a calling. Are you prepared to lay down your life for Jesus? On the other hand, we must also understand the imminence of death. If death is imminent, how one must live? Imagine you have only 24 hours to live. How will you spend the next 24 hours of your life, or the last hours of your life? When this exercise is given to people in seminars and workshops, invariably people make a list of the following things: confess my sins, spend time in prayer, reconcile, apologize to someone, restore the broken relationship, spend time with the loved ones, tell about Jesus to others, sort out financial matters, and so on. Do people do this on a normal day? No, not really. A few may be doing, but not everyone. But when one realizes that the end is near, it completely changes the perspective of life. When you have only one day to live, you want to do only the most important things in your life. You don't want to waste your time because time is limited. You will follow your heart. You will not be bothered about what others will say or what others will think, but you will do only what your inner voice says to you. You will want to express your love to your spouse, your children, your parents. You will set right broken relationships. You will want to be right with God. So, imminence of death brings a newness in you. Imminence of death transforms you and the way you do things. So, carrying your cross means to have a completely different perspective on your life. Carrying a cross is to live as if today is the last day in your life. Doing only what is the most important things in your life. In other words, doing only what Jesus wanted you to do. Let us move on to understand what it means to follow Him. Jesus wanted His disciples to follow Him by carrying a cross. What is implied in following someone? Following a leader involves submitting to the authority of a leader, willing to give up one's rights, and willing to obey. Following Jesus involves accepting Him as Lord and God in our lives, surrendering our rights to Him, and willing to obey Him. So, following also involves constantly moving, always progressing, and keeping pace with the leader. Following is not a one-time declaration, but moving consistently. Constant move unsettles a person. So when one is constantly moving, comfort zones are left behind. Insecurity is inherent when we are on the move. Uncertainty is an integral part of any change. So Jesus talked about His own uncertainty in Luke chapter 9 verse 58. Foxes have holes and birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay His head. Uncertainties and insecurities are the promises Jesus offered to His followers. But today we hear preachers saying, "Come to Jesus and you have the best of everything." Of course, God will bless you 100 times when you give up something for Jesus. But blessings are the one side of the coin. The other side of the coin has uncertainties and insecurities. I know a Muslim convert who had to leave her home because of her love for Jesus. Her dad made it clear that she cannot be his daughter and be a Christian. So she left her home at the age of 21 by signing off all papers that she would never claim her inheritance. She was the daughter of a millionaire, but left her home with just 10 rupees. For 13 years, she was moving from one city to another city because her dad was tracking her whereabouts through police. She could not settle down in one place, always on the move. Her life was filled with uncertainties and insecurities. At one instance, she was smuggled out of a town by her friends because the police surrounded the place where she was hiding. For her, love of Jesus is greater than the love for her dad. For a disciple of Jesus, public expression of love for him is inevitable. Are you prepared to carry your cross and follow Jesus? You might have started off very well some time ago. But where are you today? Are you following Jesus consistently? Are you prepared to leave your comfort zone to follow Jesus? Do you live as if today is the last day of your life? Jesus calls you to die. Are you prepared? Public expression of love for Jesus is a basis of discipleship. God bless you.
Thank you for watching. We hope that you are blessed by this sermon. Please press the like button and leave your comments below. Also share the video. Do subscribe to our channel for more sermons. For Bible study tools, online Bible courses, and theology resources, visit our website www.THEOn.in. See you in the next video.